All right. Well, good evening or good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us here tonight. We are incredibly excited to be kind of putting together this bridge building event between two very, very special universities. It's our goal with this event to kind of foster a relationship between Purdue University and then Institut Teknologi Bandung, which is one of the foremost universities in Indonesia, along with Purdue University. So my name is Teddy Sergisketter. I'm a current 9th semester senior here studying mechanical engineering, and I'm one half of the directing co-chair for the 2020 Old Masters program. And so the Old Masters program is kind of what is bringing us here together. So we are honored to be welcoming to this panel and to the Old Masters program, Professor Reini Wirahadikusumah, who graduated from Purdue in 1996 with her master's in civil engineering and went on to earn her PhD in 1999. So during her time at Purdue, she was actively involved in the Indonesian Student Association, as well as the Women in Engineering program. And she's worked for a large part of her career in teaching and in academic instruction. And so her career accomplishments include the head of the graduate program of civil engineering at ITB, the secretary for construction in their engineering division, the head of project implementation units, the head of construction engineering management research group. And she currently serves as the rector of ITB and is the first female rector in the 100-year history of the university. So she is a true trailblazer for women all over the world, and we are just simply so grateful that she decided to join us here tonight and join us in the Old Masters program. So thank you, Professor Reini.
And then thank you for that. Thank you for that introduction. Again, thank you so much, Professor Reini, for joining us for the Old Masters program. My name is Kristen Michael, and I am the other half of the directing co-chair for the 2020 Old Masters program, and I'm currently a third-year professional student in the College of Pharmacy here at Purdue. We are thrilled, like Teddy mentioned, to be able to connect with students from both universities this morning, this evening. And the format of this event will be that we'll kind of direct some questions first and foremost to Professor Reini in order to give her just an opportunity to speak on her experiences as serving as the rector of ITB. And then we'll move into a panel discussion with the students from ITB and Purdue who are also joining us on this call. Thank you everyone again for being here. And then additionally, we will have a beautiful representation of the connection being formed between our two universities. Teddy will send it in the chat for everyone to be able to fill that in and draw on a beautiful piece of art that was drawn by Nur Fitra Hudi Unto, who is a friend of ITB and a gifted artist. And so Teddy will post that link right now to the image in the chat. And we encourage everyone watching to color this and post it on social media while we are viewing. And then you can feel free to tag at Purdue Old Masters or at Purdue ARC, and that's AAARCC once you are completed. So we will move right into it with introducing the students on our panel this evening. So Arif, if you'd like to introduce yourself first, that would be wonderful.
And I'm a final year student in telecommunications engineering from Institut Teknologi Bandung, ITB.
Okay. Billy, would you mind going next? Karin, you can go if you'd like, yes.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Karin Adriana Widianti, and currently I'm a senior in engineering management major from ITB too.
Well, I'm Billy. I'm a graduate student majoring in metallurgical engineering. Currently, I am a student reporter of ITB. Thank you. Nice to meet you all.
And Sylvia, you can feel free to go.
Hi everyone, I'm Salvia Diwanti. A recently graduated architecture student from ITB.
Thank you all. We are so happy to be joined by you tonight. And before we introduce our Purdue students, we do have a very special video that was prepared for Professor Reini to welcome her back this evening, this morning. And so this was prepared by the Permias, an Indonesian student organization on campus. So please enjoy.
Wow.
All right. Well, they just wanted to welcome you back to campus, Professor Reini, and we are so grateful that you decided to join us. Asada, would you mind kind of starting with your introduction?
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. My name is Asada Gilmore. I'm a senior studying finance and French here at Purdue.
And then Derek.
Hey, everybody. I'm Derek. I'm a junior studying marketing and computer science here at Purdue.
And then Maricel.
Hello, I am Maricel, and I am a senior studying industrial engineering here at Purdue.
All right, fantastic. Well, so we can just kind of go ahead and kick it off with our first question for you, Professor Reini. So with ITB kind of celebrating its 100th birthday last year, and Purdue is celebrating or just celebrated its 150th birthday. Can you talk a little bit kind of about how you're trying to honor your own university's tradition and history, but also like kind of, looking forward and moving to the future?
Yes, thank you, everyone. So as Teddy mentioned, that ITB has commemorated our 100-year journey, and we are nationally known as the leader in advancing science, technology, art, and social and humanities as well. So this is a huge opportunity for me to continue our tradition. So to preserve our name and our contribution for the next 100 years, I should preserve the campus with academic atmosphere that is open to new ideas, experiences, critical and visionary thoughts, but it should accompanied by attitudes of students and professors that uphold academic freedom in scientific and cultural diversity. So cultural diversity is very, very important for ITB and especially for the future. So we are going to put a lot of effort in preserving that academic atmosphere. I think that is the way we should go, Teddy.
Thank you. I think Purdue, is kind of looking at a lot of those same things too, looking at ways to really celebrate diversity. And I know Asada has been certainly a leading voice for Purdue and encouraging it to, become a more culturally and really ideologically diverse place. So thank you.
And then just to follow that up, Professor Reini, so you currently are the first female president of ITB, like Teddy mentioned, the oldest university in Indonesia. And obviously this is a time of great transformation for ITB, and you are the person who is leading the way for Indonesian women in higher education. So could you just speak to kind of the challenges you've had to overcome in terms of leading an institution of higher education?
Yes, so thanks, Kristen. I think the biggest challenge is the change management, or sometimes they call it change leadership, because we need to make sure that the transformation plan or our huge effort in transforming ITB to be able to face 100-year challenges, next 100-year challenges should be effectively implemented. Sometimes we do not accomplish completely. We stop in the middle, or we stop in the beginning. So we have to make sure that this transformation is effectively implemented. So we need to do change management leadership very, very effectively. So that is not very easy.
Absolutely. Thank you. And then kind of like, thinking about your transition from more academic instruction, I guess, into kind of your job now as university president. And you're certainly coming into the role doing a very challenging time. There's no doubt about that. But kind of like, how are you, trying to like stay connected to students and get to know your students during this time, and kind of, during a time that it's difficult to do that face to face?
That is very, very true. So physically, our administrative building is located in a different complex to our campus. It's not far away, but we usually take a short, like, is it 1 kilometer? I guess, yeah, it's only a couple minutes away, but it's physically separated. So I don't go to the main campus anymore. So I go to the administrative building every single day. So I don't normally see or meet the persons that I used to meet before I got this assignment. So I spend most of my time, actually all of my time, in this administrative building. So I don't see students regularly, and I don't, so far I don't have a chance to teach courses, but I still consult doctoral students. There are 4 doctoral students and several master students for their thesis, but not lecturing. I don't have time so far, but I hope I can start lecturing next year after this pandemic is over, because now it's very, very hectic time. It's very busy here. So physically distance, it's not advantageous for me to connect with the student, but we understand student is the most important stakeholder of our university. But I tried to visit the dorms during the pandemic. I visited several dorms in ITB, and also we have a director of student affairs who is very, very active in engagement with the students, of course, through different format of platform of social media, because what else can we do? So, and also virtual meetings. And this is one of the thing that I do, because I would like to get to know, keep in touch with the students, especially best students, and then introduce you to Purdue. So it is a challenge, and I have a lot of homework to improve my engagement with the students. So students, please bear with me. I'm trying my best. I will improve my student engagement pretty soon. So please bear with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Reini. These students, as you've described already, seem like such a testament to your university. So thanks for sharing them with us for the evening. We really, really appreciate that. And we appreciate all of your efforts in trailblazing and leading a university in this time, especially hopefully, like you mentioned, that the pandemic will maybe treat us a little nicer here in the future, but I won't hold on too much hope. But we will transition now into kind of opening up the floor to the students, so we can just kind of take a deeper look into what kind of the day in the life at either ITB or Purdue looks like for someone who's never visited, since obviously here we are virtually, and maybe one day we'll get to visit Indonesia and you guys will get to visit Purdue. But I will let Asada go ahead and lead us off into describing what Purdue is to someone who's never visited.
Absolutely. So Purdue is, and before, when I accepted my offer at Purdue, I had never been to campus. So I'm just going to take you through what it was like the first time I got here. Purdue has 13 colleges, and that includes our graduate college, as well as nursing, or pharmacy, as well as vet med. And it really does look like a movie. When you see that American movie of the college, like American Pie or pitch perfect when they're walking into campus. You really get that feel from, we've got a Purdue University arch, so you know when you hit campus, and there are now 2 here on campus. So you've got one, I'm really bad at west and north, but you have one on one side of campus and one on the other. And something I really love about Purdue is that everything is 20 minutes away, max, and that's walking. So it's an extremely mobile campus. You can get around really easily on your own 2 feet, but we also have several bus routes. We've got around 5 or 6 dorms. That might be off. And then we also have 5 dining halls, and then our union state-of-the-art building. It's gorgeous. It's huge. Shout out Derek, B-Sub. We also have our beloved Mackey Arena, which is where the Boilers play basketball. We've got Ross-Ade, which is our football stadium. And again, it's just a really nice campus. We are known for the red brick of our buildings, and just our spirit. One thing that is very true about Purdue, as I'm sure you know by Dr. Reini, but that anywhere you go, if you identify a Boilermaker, it's an instant connection. And so that's something that I've really loved here on campus, is the sense of community, and whether that be you're in Craner or you're an engineer or you're in nursing, the one thing you have in common is that you're a Boilermaker. And so when I hear someone say boiler up, I am absolutely going to say hammer down for the rest of my life. So that's how I would describe our campus for someone who hasn't been here.
Thank you, Asada. And then Karine, would you mind kind of describing kind of what ITB would be like for someone who maybe hasn't visited before?
Okay, so for ITB itself, kind of the formal introduction is the oldest and the first technology-oriented university in Indonesia, which it established in 1920. And the unique side from ITB is ITB has 3 campus buildings. The main one in Ganesha Street in Bandung. The other one is in Jatinangor. And the third one is in Cirebon. The main building, the main campus has unique buildings. If you go through from the front side, the Ganesha Street side, to the back side. So in the front side, you will see like the old heritage building, the original building from ITB. And if you walk through the back side, the Dayang Sumbi Street side, you will see like the new modern building, which has their own characteristic, and it's really unique from ITB. And maybe Selvia will add to me for the ITB introduction.
Okay, maybe I'll add some things that it's a very lovely campus. It's in the heart of Bandung city. It's actually facing the mountainous landscape on the north side. It's a multi-mass campus connected with open breezeway because we're like in a tropical country. It's very pedestrian friendly. It's very lush and verdant. And there are these pinkish purple flowers welcoming you on the main gate that are said to bloom only during the start of a school year. Membrane, maybe you can correct me, but that's what people say. And then you'll come across the Aula Barat. As Karin has explained, it's a heritage building. It's the original buildings of ITB with its majestic white Spain timber structure. And then there's the central plaza. We call it Plaza Widya. Yeah, it's right at the center of the Ganesha campus in Bandung. And it's marked with a fountain engraved with map of Indonesian archipelago, which is very unique and personal to us. And if you're lucky, you might encounter the rainbow formed by the dispersion of sunlight.
Yes.
By the fountain's small droplets. And to me, that's a small thing that sparks joy on my campus when you just walk around and encounter that beautiful scenery. And you could see the mountain's vista being framed by the tall trees to the north side and see the historical buildings to the south. And of course, it's a very vivid and lively multicultural melting pot campus with very diverse students doing their things day and night. I guess that's the explanations from me.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds incredible. I think that that belongs in a tour video. That's amazing, both of you guys, and thank you for sharing. And I love it too how you talked about the fountains, because we also have 4 fountains at Purdue, and that's one of the kind of the centerpieces of campus. And if you look, I guess for our viewers, if you look at that image that we posted in the chat, the engineering fountain, I believe, is represented on there. So I think that's a good transition too into kind of our next question, which maybe we can have 2 students from each university answer. What is your favorite tradition at your campus? I know Purdue has a number of different traditions, but if maybe someone from Purdue wouldn't mind kind of starting us off, and then we can just kind of popcorn around.
And yeah, no, like you said, we got a lot of traditions. Fountain Run is definitely one of the better ones. I got to plug Homecoming's coming up this next week. That's a great one. We have a lot of fun events. I can say that a lot of student orgs come together and decorate and celebrate Homecoming for Purdue. So that's probably my favorite one right there.
I would follow the theme of the fountains. When I transferred here from IU, and something I was not expecting to find was the Purdue tradition of the fountain run, where out of all of the fountains you see, we all take a group sprint through all of the fountains that we have. And it's something that is so bonding and so unexpected, but I think it's just an experience you have to have, and it's so much fun.
Arif, would you like to share?
I think my other friends have better answers than me. I think Karin wants to answer.
I think Billy want to answer first about our SKM. Billy, come on.
Well, I think my favorite tradition at ITB is the new students orientation. In the first week of the first year of the university, our campus welcomes us with some traditions such as campus tours, motivational talks, parade, and then unique performance. The hype was real.
To add to what Billy said, my favorite tradition in ITB is, I could say it, the graduation event in ITB. The graduation in ITB is not like the ordinary graduation. After the graduation in the main hall, like the formal graduation, we will have a real parade, where the graduate and the students will walk around the campus to celebrate the graduation. And there will be also a performance from a lot of students, and then the speech of from each student union. And it is a really big event, and it feels like we have a party in the campus. So it's really amazing.
And I'm curious too, kind of talking about that. How are you guys adapting your graduation with, kind of everything going on now, if we can't have a totally in-person graduation?
Yeah, maybe the one who have graduated, Selfie and Billy, can say.
I'm like Karen. I guess my most favorite tradition at ITB is the graduation, because there's the festive processions and the parade. Like, it's so vibrant and it's so lively at the campus. But I guess it's like a final thing you can do in ITB before you it. And I guess it's where the graduates reunited with their seniors, juniors, and others whom have become part of their journey in ITB before they ultimately leave the campus. But as you know, we have to adhere to the health protocols to prevent the spread of the virus. And I guess that I genuinely thought it was okay as long as we got to celebrate such precious events by watching it live with our family at home. But and honestly, it's so unfortunate that we cannot do our traditions and have to alter it in this certain conditions.
Actually, we have an online parade with Roblox. It's like Minecraft. Yeah, we can stroll around the campus online, of course, from Roblox.
Without avatars. Yeah. So the central student body has provided us with this virtual world in Roblox, and we can parade through that game. Yeah, it's very funny, and you can find video on YouTube.
I love that. I feel like Purdue needs to adopt something like that to kind of celebrate and send us on our way other than just a commencement speech. So thank you for sharing that. We will definitely try to make something happen, follow in your guys' footsteps. We had heard that earlier, that the Minecraft was kind of the way you guys were doing it. So way to be innovative and kind of adapt based on our circumstances. And I think that leads us perfectly kind of into the next question about how COVID has kind of impacted your daily lives as students. I'm sure everyone on this call, something has drastically changed in your life as a student. So if someone from Purdue wants to share first, kind of just walk us all through what a day in your life looks like right now as a student, and then we'll transition into to the ITB student sharing as well.
I guess I can go. So yeah, COVID has absolutely changed the way we interact with one another. I personally have, out of my 4 classes this semester, 3 of them are online. 1 is hybrid in person, meaning I can go to class. We're broken up into 2 groups. So I'm group A. The first week I'm in class Monday, Friday. The next week I'm only in class in person on Wednesdays. And then it just goes back and forth. So adapting my personal schedule to that has been quite challenging. On our campus, study spaces are a lot more, they're de-densified, of course. And we had tents up around campus so that students could study outside when the weather permitting. We also have all gotten pretty used to wearing our masks indoors. I'm in this office alone, that's why I don't have it on. But that has also significantly changed the way interacting. And quite a few of my meetings, whether that be for Purdue Student Government or the other extracurriculars I have, or even choir, are via Zoom. So that's a little bit how my experience has changed.
And then would someone from ITB like to share? Yeah.
I think I'd like to answer this question. So COVID-19 has really affected the way that students lived in, especially in ITB, because ITB students like to stay in the campus for everything that they do. They eat, they study, they do their student activities in the campus. Sometimes they also sleep in the campus in a particular place in the campus that you can stay overnight. But usually students, the campus is still filled with students even at 11 o'clock at night. So it's really a different feeling when you have to transfer all of those activities to online activities. And especially for me, who likes to do community service, it's really hard to engage in those kind of activities. But some things stay the same. The class are still from 7 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's still as hard as ever. But I really appreciate that the professors and the lecturers, they try to adapt their style of teaching to online, which I know it's kind of hard since they are so used to teaching in a class. And I really appreciate that even though during this COVID-19 situation, I still have a really good opportunity to study with the great lecturers and professors in ITB.
I think it's so interesting, I think, just to hear about kind of how, how you guys are adapting and then how we're adapting. I think we're all figuring it out, just one day at a time, but it's very, very, very cool. And I think a good kind of follow-up to that maybe, and I would be interested to hear from everyone on this call, including Professor Reini. I think it's more important now than ever, that we, with everything going on, that we take some time to de-stress, that we take some time to escape from everything going on in our lives and, just escape for a little bit. So I guess kind of the question is just, what does everyone on this call do to de-stress? And, how has that changed since COVID has started? Professor Reini, I don't know if you want to lead us off.
Me first, how do I de-stress? I pretend to be happy every day, all day long. No, actually, no, that's true. But also every morning, this is very true. Every morning when I wake up and when I realize that I'm healthy, I'm just happy. I'm very grateful to his blessings, and then it made me wanna get up and then take a shower and then go to campus and then complete my mission every single day. So being healthy in the morning is enough for me. But today is Friday, so I'm gonna have a 2-day off tomorrow. I'm gonna take a me time. I love my me time. So me time means me, no husband, no kids. Don't leave me alone, kind of thing. So yeah, that's how I manage.
Thank you. And it's important too, even though you're in such an important position right now, to take that time to de-stress and to just have a little you time. I love that. Derek, do you want to go next?
Yeah. I love running, so I do running a lot. If not, I'll meet up with a couple people, always chilling. I think that's always pretty important. Having some time to de-stress and relax, I think is what I do. That's what I do.
Marcel, do you want to go next?
Yeah, absolutely. So my days spend doing a lot of engineering all the time because of my major. So in my own me time, which I also value and adore, I like doing the opposite. So I really like painting, and I paint abstract paintings. I learned from my mom, and it just stuck. So yeah, that's what I enjoy.
Asada, do you want to share what you do to de-stress?
Absolutely. Well, people on this call are a big part of that, Derek, Teddy, and Kristen. I like to hang out with my friends and just talk. I also like to cook. And I'm a huge fan of Schitt's Creek on Netflix. So shameless plug, you should watch it.
So, Sylvia, do you want to go next?
Sylvia.
Yeah. And for me, it's architecture studio from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., 4 to 5 days a week, and repeat. So I really need my time to distress. And I'm quite an ambivert person. So I personally love to draw since a very young age. So when I feel like being alone, I just usually take some time to have a break and do my hobbies, draw illustrations, watch some movies, or read a book in a cafe. But sometimes when I don't have the energy and mood to do it, I simply take naps and do stress eating. Like, that's why I gained pounds upon entering ITB. And other times I distress by hanging out with my friends, though most of the time we ended up doing the stress eating together.
I love that. Billy, would you like to go next?
Well, when I'm stressed, I like to doing my hobbies, such as playing guitar, and then I love watching memes from Twitter, and then doing some physical exercises. Yeah. Thank you, Teddy.
Absolutely. What about you, Karin?
Just like Asata, I really like to hang out with my friend and cook. Yeah, I like to make dessert. I make tiramisu recently. And I also love to binge watching. Oh my God, I really love to watch something on Netflix. Especially the new series Queen's Gambit. Oh, it's really good. Yeah, that's what I do in my free time.
That did look good. I've been checking that one out. I'll have to watch it after the recommendation.
I need to watch it.
I will, absolutely. Then Arif, you want to go last?
So I really enjoyed traveling, especially on motorcycle. It feels really exhilarating, especially when you go really quick. I'm sure that my parents does not want to hear this, but yeah. But after COVID, I really can't do that anymore since it's an outdoor activity and COVID is still a very real threat in Indonesia. So video game has been a really good coping mechanism, but sometimes it gets stressful. So it doesn't really do the de-stress part. So I really enjoy listening to traditional Javanese music. If you've heard of gamelan, yeah, yes, Miss Reini. If you've heard of gamelan and sinden, it feels really calming to hear. So sometimes before I go to sleep, I just listen to that and get a good night's sleep and ready to fight for tomorrow. Not fight,
Okay,
but
good for you.
yeah.
No,
that's
fantastic.
I was gonna say, or if the day at a time has been a big thing in my life lately. So I relate to that, and I think I picked up maybe something from everyone that I could try to help me de-stress. So thank you all for sharing that. I don't have a motorcycle, but some good new Netflix shows and maybe some new recipes that we could share after this. I'm excited. But obviously we have all been through trials and tribulations in our life, and so being at the point where you all are now, just kind of what would be something that you would tell a younger version of yourself as you reflect on your time in college, whether that's, like you said, knowing when to say no, de-stressing, or how to take a break. So someone can go first. If you all want to share, that would be great too. It's been a journey. So if you just want to reflect on your time and share kind of something with people out there in terms of what you would change, do differently, we would love that. And Professor Reini, you can also, if you have any wisdom or advice being in the position that you are in for us as we kind of head out into our next chapters.
Okay, I'll go first then. Since I'm the oldest, so I have the most things to reflect and to share because of my experience. Basically, I envy you guys because you guys have the youth, you have time, future in front of you. So that is the biggest asset of you. So please use your time wisely. And I don't have many regrets, but you are in the time where you have to make a plan for your future, but don't plan too much because you don't know what's ahead of you. So just enjoy the journey. And just be happy. I think that's the most important, and be grateful of what you have. I'm from what I've heard so far, all of you are very blessed and should be grateful of what you have. Thank you.
I can go. I think that I feel like I've learned so much, specifically in this year alone. But I think the advice I'd give myself is that if you aren't failing, you aren't succeeding. There have been so many things that I've done and haven't gotten, whether that be scholarships or case competitions or leadership positions that I just didn't get. But the ones that I did were a direct result of persevering. Here at Purdue, we like to say resilience and grit. But it is true is that you have to keep pushing. And if you harper too much on the things that you don't get, you never know what's going to happen. So that's why I'm here. And that's what I would tell younger Asada.
Derek, what would you tell younger Derek? I'm curious.
Man, I'm halfway through, so I still got some college years left. I would probably say, like, know what you want to do and figure out what you want to do, but also be open to like new experiences, new skills, and all that. That's what I would tell my younger self.
And then Karine, would you like to share?
Yep. The thing that I want to say to my younger version of myself is, don't forget to make as many connection as you can, because it's really important for your life, especially when you are kind of maybe stressed or something like that. You can find a lot of friends, and also you can ask them about everything, especially in college and university. There must be a lot of things that new to you, and by making a lot of connection, you can ask them for tips and tricks to survive in college, something like that. And of course, don't forget to find balance in your life. Don't stress too much, and enjoy your youth.
Absolutely. And then Selvia, what would you say?
What maybe I would thank my younger self for not giving up and for always do things wholeheartedly, and for the decisions that have led me to where I am today. But if I could say something, maybe do explore all the possibilities when you're still like a student. And one thing, maybe try to take better care of your health and have enough sleep to maintain a good memory, because I think you'll really need it, whatever path you're taking next.
There's no doubt that when you're studying, engineering or just studying at schools like Purdue or ITB, sometimes sleep is a little hard to come by.
Yeah.
So that's something I would certainly tell the younger version of myself. I don't compromise my sleep now. So that's fantastic. But so I guess, yeah.
I was gonna say, Marissa, speaking of sleep, what would you tell your younger self?
Gosh, I would definitely tell me to sleep more. I think I've been famous for sleeping when things get really rough, 4 hours a night, and it's just turned into almost my tagline. And that is not good. That is not a good goal to have, and that is not the way you should take care of yourself. So I would tell a younger me, sleep more and don't focus so much on the amount of things you can do or add to your resume, and instead value the experiences you get out of those things. Dedicate yourself to a couple instead of as many as you can.
Cool. Billy or Arif, would you guys like to share?
I think something I would tell my younger self is don't compare yourself to others. Everybody has their own timeline in their life. So even though you might not be very successful right now, it'll be okay in the end, because everybody matures differently. Everybody has a different path to take. So you don't have to compare yourself to others. You're fine the way you are. Just try your best and you'll be fine, even though sometimes it gets rough.
And then Billy, would you like to go?
Well, I'm going to tell my younger self is you should find more enjoyment on the campus life. Also read more books. And then maybe in my alternate universe, I would like to join culinary school and be a professional chef.
There you go. Now that is different. I love that. It seems like we have a lot of great chefs in this call. So just like Kristen said, we will have to share recipes after this. Absolutely. But kind of transitioning just a little bit out of this. So I think it's interesting to think about what, ITB is very much an engineering focused school, and Purdue is too, but we have, students with all kinds of different interests and all kinds of different passions, I think, and things that really get us fired up, get us fired up to, like we mentioned, to get out of bed and go to class or go to work every day or whatever. And so I'm kind of curious about motivations for everyone. So what, you guys would say that is that thing that, really gets you up and gets you going every day. Professor Reini, would you like to start?
Okay, so again, because I'm the oldest among you, so what motivates me? Yeah, now I do have a sense of purpose, but I got that maybe a bit late in my mid-30s. I kind of understand what the meaning, the meaning of my life, of my being, etc. So you'll get there sooner or later. But yeah, once you get that, there's nothing stopping you. So that, like I said, now I'm in a stage where even when I get up and find myself healthy, that's enough for me. But that came much later in life. So don't worry, you still have so much time ahead of you. Thank you.
Asada, how about you?
It's a great question. I think there are a lot. I'm an oldest sibling, so just leaving the world better than I found it for my sister is 16, my little brother is 4. Also, the advancement of women, and so that's why I'm so honored to be here with everyone in this room. But also the advancement of people of color, specifically Black people. I think when we talk about diversity on our respective campuses and just not just race or gender, but also diversity of thought and of perspective, I am absolutely a lifetime learner. And so just learning about people and their lived experiences, and then how can I make sure that they have what they need as well, as getting what I need for myself. So that is really what drives me and keeps me going every day.
Thank you. Derek, how about you?
Man, I would say, like I said, a lot of things. I would say probably the biggest thing that gets me up in the morning probably is like getting better every day, learning new things. I definitely say my friends and peers, literally every day. I think I always have a new fun experience. So getting to wake up and, surprising myself or seeing what is up to come, I think those two really motivate me the most. And also graduation, but that'll come when it comes.
Someday. Fantastic. Billy, how about you?
What motivates me? I want to have a balanced university life that allows me to still having fun with friends and doing academic activities. So yeah, I don't want to miss the excitement of both sides.
All right, thank you. How about you, Karin?
I think what motivates me the most is my family, of course, because they supported me from the start till right now. And the second one is my curiosity. I really like to learn new things, and it drives me to seek more and know more about things. Maybe currently I want to know more about cooking. So yeah, this motivates me to learn new things. Yeah.
How about you, Arif?
So I really enjoy doing community service, especially in the rural areas of Indonesia. So what I learned is that as a student, I still don't have enough tools or knowledge to give back to the community. And that's what motivates me to go to class every day to study harder, is so that the knowledge I gain can be, I can give back to the community that has raised me, that has fed me. And yeah, that's the ultimate goal, in my opinion, is to give back to the community.
Thank you.
Very good, Arif.
That's awesome.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Marissa, how about you?
I would agree with a lot of people here that family forms a very big part of who I am and, my motivations. They've worked so hard to give me such a great life, having come from Mexico, and have made it possible for me to have opportunities like this, where I get to learn from different perspectives and people. So I think a big motivator for me is kind of giving back from what I've been able to have, and having difficult conversations, being a woman going into manufacturing, like doing what I can, having the position of, being very blessed as I am.
That's fantastic. Sylvia, how about you?
Well, to me, I think I always want to be able to bring a good impact and like a splash of joy to my surroundings, and maybe be the change that this world needs. Amen to that. And or it could be as simple as like wanting to make my parent proud, do well, and like return the favor. That's the least one can do as the onlyest child, and maybe to prove the social stigma on children of broken homes wrong. No.
That's really, really powerful. Thank you for sharing.
I just want to say thank you all for your answers this far tonight. I've been inspired by the things you've all had to say, and I think I've learned something from each and every one of you. So thank you all so much for spending part of your morning with us. We will kind of start to close out here. Professor Reini, just if you want to speak to where you see the future of ITB going, where you see the future of your students kind of changing the world, if you will. So if you just want to kind of tell everyone where you think you want to lead the institution next.
Yes. Yeah. I'm very, 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 very proud of ITB and From talking to you, the students today, just for 1 hour or so, inspire me more to do better in my job starting today, and then to engage more with the students, because I understand actually not just the students who learn from the professor, like Arif said, but actually every single one of us, the professor at ITB, we got a lot from you, from interacting with you. We understand about us and how to improve our work from our interaction with you, especially as today I didn't have many opportunities to talk very closely with you guys, and also from Purdue. So this is a very cherished moment for me. Thank you, Kristen, Teddy, and Old Masters program.
Yes, absolutely. It's been an honor. And just kind of one, I guess, final question for you to kind of, bring it back together, or some of, seeing students from, and having been a student at Purdue, and now you're running ITB and talking to all these students today, what do you think are some of the main kind of similarities that you see between the schools?
Yes, so I stayed at Purdue for total 7 years, and I understand, I mean, the culturally very different, Indonesian and American, but deep down, there are so many similarities. We are all want the same thing. We want the best for our family, for our country. So people are, they are more similar than different, I think. So that's what I learned about Purdue and ITB. And the other similarity is the academic atmosphere and the tradition. That is the most asset of academic institution that we have to preserve and cherish, and we have to give back. So Sylvia, Karin, Billy, Arif, so please continue our relationship in the future, and we're always open, and we would like to have your help in the future. Thank you.
Well, we just wanted to kind of, I think that's really, really, it's incredible, right? And I think there's so much similar between our universities, and I think it really starts with the students that are here. So I think that's pretty remarkable, and it's cool that even, you guys are exactly 12 hours ahead. Like, you're basically, as far away from Purdue as you can be, but there's still a lot of similarities. So, Kristen.
Again, just thank you all for taking the time to spend with each and every one of you. I hope we can share cooking recipes, anything, and Netflix recommendations. We can get through this pandemic together. Even though we're separated, like Teddy said, by a little bit of distance, know that you have our support here at Purdue, and I hope one day maybe our paths will cross in person. COVID pending, so stay tuned. But just to close this evening and be respectful of everyone's time, it's our hope that this event, kind of like Teddy mentioned earlier, serves as that catalyst for hopefully a deeper connection between our two universities here moving forward. And it's our intention to continue to bring them two together. And so with that being said, our Old Masters program, Professor Reini is one of this year's 2020 Old Masters. And if you've enjoyed just being able to spend some time with her, she will be speaking at an evening with the Old Masters next Monday, which is going to be live streamed again on YouTube. It'll be at 7 p.m. and we hope that you all can join us then. But until then, thank you all for tuning in, and we so appreciate getting to spend a little bit of your day together.
Well, thank you so much, everyone.